So welcome back to my channel. This is Dom, and a quick look at I guess what I got up to at the weekend at the Warfare show in Farnborough. So Saturday and Sunday of this week was the annual Warfare show from the Wargame Society of Reading. My own club, Farnborough Wargaming, also help out a bit in terms of setting up and what have you, and also putting on a game there. Since we stopped doing our own show, Valhalla, some years ago, after COVID actually, we never really got it going again. So the guys tend to help out a lot at Reading. So it's sort of a home show for me and my club. I feel a bit guilty because generally they all rush along to help out, and I haven't done for the last couple because Martin, seventh son, came to stay on the Friday night. And we played an absolute cracking game of Baron Wars. Really, really good. I've filmed it. It's quite a lot of footage, so it may take me a few days to get the editing sorted out. But it was we played a 750 point game, just taking one of the scenarios out of the book and set up from the book, and it was tremendous fun. I won't spoil it, but it was fairly, I wouldn't say it was as bloody as I expected it to be in many ways, but I think he's going to need more people for his fields. Unfortunately, I think some of my leadership might need replacing. But anyway, it was good fun. We really had a good day playing and drinking silly beers. Then Saturday morning we both went over to Warfare show at Farnborough. Now it takes place at Farnborough Airport. So there's a massive convention hall there, which Reading have hired for the last 3 years, I think it is now. And it's a fantastic venue. Plenty of good parking, although every single year I managed to fail to work out how to get into the car park, into the right gate. They even give you the postcode. I still got it wrong. Anyway, once I found my way into the massive car park, which is all free to park in, got into the show. It's a great show. Now, Warfare is one of those shows that is unusual, certainly for UK shows anyway, I think these days, that it's a two-dayer. It has a large a number of competition games going on, from everything from weird shit through to bolt action, through to Flames of War, I mean DBA, DBM, all sorts of things are being played. And what I like, I think that brings something to the game, to the weekend, because there's always a buzz of players, because pretty much the whole back end of the convention centre is competition games, table after table after table of them, and so consequently it's always busy. There's always a bit of a buzz going, and I think it had something to it. And there's also, it's one of the big trade shows, so there's a lot of good traders there. Warlords were there, War Bases, Mantic, lots of the other, who else were there? I mean, I can't name them all because there were lots, but they were all there. There was nobody I particularly thought, oh crikey, they're not there, which was great, and certainly you could pick up pretty much everything you want. For me, it's always been one of those shows that I go to because it's probably most convenient for me to get to. Took me 20-30 minutes in the car to get there, and I always used to go back in the day when it was in Reading. At least now I have to drive, saves me an awful lot of money on beer. Some really good demo games and participation games going on as always. My one slight criticism of that is that because they have a room full of there's two rooms or two main rooms they have in operation at Warfare. One is almost exclusively traders and has the amazing bring and buy, which is just one of those things that I think a lot of people just go for the bring and buy. So that's one room, and then the other room has about a quarter of the room is traders, and then there's a sort of a couple of banks of participation and demo games, and then it runs into all the competition games. I just wonder whether there's a way to sort of put a distinction between those demo games, participation games, and the competition, because they sort of run into each other. And I wonder how many people don't actually see the amazing participation games or even wander around them because they think it's the competition area, and it's not. But just a minor thing from my point of view. Probably others don't see it, but just for me, I always wonder that one. It's phenomenally busy. The Saturday morning when Martin and I turned up, it was packed, absolutely packed. Bumped into so many people. Really enjoyable to see everybody. Lots of people coming up and saying hi. Lots of other people. I saw Alex from my club, who has his own little channel, and there was VK Fraser. He was there. Said hello to him a couple of times, and also spent some times with the sculpting maestro Paul Hicks, which was great. Really nice to spend a little bit of time chatting with him and various other people from the hobby groups. So and from the PCP community, which is always lovely. So if I saw you and said hello, thank you for stopping by and saying hello. If I missed you, I'm sorry. There were a lot of people there. I saw a few other people from the community mentioning games they've been playing and what have you, and I thought I didn't even see them. So it was pretty busy. A really good day out. Really enjoyed my day. I think it's a great show. I don't know how many people in the end go through the doors, but I would imagine if Sunday was anywhere near as busy as Saturday, fantastic. I know Alex has done a walk around of the different stalls and rooms and what have you, so I didn't bother with that this time. But I have done some video of some of the games. I think I got pretty much all of them. There may have been one or two I missed. If it's yours, I'm really sorry. If it looks a bit quieter, it was because I was doing it later on in the day. And a lot of people had already, I guess the competition people were still there, but most of the shoppers had sort of thinned out and people were heading home. I was desperate to get home to watch the end of the rugby, which I managed to catch the last 15 minutes or so of. But even then, it was great to chat to people and see the effort they put into their games. Really good. Oh, I should also say I did have a game with Dave and Chris Brown of their new or upcoming Vexillarius Ancient Mass Battle rules. I think they were suggesting it may be aiming for Salute, depending on schedules. So I'm hoping that might be the case. But they've been doing a lot of play testing on it. I know I've got a set of the rules myself, and have been threatening to get the guys down the club to play it, and I think we will do it at some point. I just need to continue with my rebasing project, which is I got a bit bored with. So make sure, because I think Vexillarius will probably work better with 15mm or smaller rather than 28mm. But we'll see. If I got enough 28s, I might do 28s. Anyway, doesn't matter. So really enjoyed playing that. Played a few rounds, a few turns of those rules, and I liked the to and fro of it. I think it really worked well. In fact, Martin, Seventh Son, also took over, and I think even he was, and I'm not sure he's into that sort of massed 15mm type battle, but I think even he was thinking, I can see this. I think he was particularly got by the basing of the figures. You could do a very cinematic setup of the figures on the bases, because it's all about bases rather than elements, kind of thing. Anyway, fantastic set of rules. Really enjoyed playing that, so I will definitely be trying to have a go at that later on. Anyway, always a good shopping trip, so let's have a look at what I picked up at the show. Right, let's have a look at what I picked up at Warfare this year. Didn't really go in it with any master plans about what I wanted from there. Well, there were a couple of things I definitely wanted. First up, I needed some more spray cans. So this is Colourforge Matte Varnish. I bought 2 cans of that, and also a can of Matte Black. Now, it's bizarre. I've got loads and loads of spray cans, all different colours, but for some reason when I went to do that church I did this week, I didn't have any black. And yeah, so rectified that. Don't use black that often. It's mainly something I'll use on terrain more than anything else, just on buildings particularly. The matte varnish. So I used to use Winsor & Newton professional matte varnish because I liked how matte it really gives you. Sean, Metal Mercenary, commission painter, he put me onto that. And I've been using it for ages and ages, and it just is a really good quality matte varnish, which I think is exactly what I wanted. However, it's very expensive, and it seems to have gone up even more in price recently. Somebody in the PCP community suggested that this Colour Forge matte varnish was as good, and so I bought a can a while back. Tried it out, and blow me it is. Now you have to give these a really good shake, and as with all spray cans, well, you should do that with all spray cans, but particularly I found with the matte varnish, it can go a little bit cloudy, if not. Also, really important with any spray cans is to keep them warm. Don't heat them, obviously, but make sure they're warm temperature before you start using them. Cold and not shaken is the two ways where spray cans will give you a problem. So anyway, I picked up those 3 cans of Colour Forge, and it's always good to pick up spray cans if you use them at shows, because then you don't have to pay shipping. And because certainly in the UK, Royal Mail won't take aerosol cans, it can become a little bit expensive. Also, the same company that I bought those from had some lovely dice. Never have too many dice, can you? There you go. So I picked up these because I just like the look of them. Well, they're 5, that'll do. So this was the Dice Miners. He did a little deal. He said, because I bought 3 cans of the spray can, he threw these in for a little bit because I was looking at them. They're just dice. You can never have too many dice, can you? So there you go. Otherwise, the other thing I always pick up at shows is tufts. And I went along to... Where did I get these from? In Toyment, I think. I just like having a variety of different tufts because you probably know, if you follow the channel any length of time, that I tend to use... I buy big tufts, big boxes of tufts that I pick up on Amazon. Are pretty cheap, and they give you a whole load of tufts for not an awful lot of money. But the only problem is they're very limited in what they are. They're all pretty much the same size, varieties in colours, but they're pretty much the same size. And I like to break them up a bit, so I get some other more expensive kind of tufts and just mix them in so that I can break up the uniformity of having the same type of tufts. So that's why I pick up these. And I've always got a bucket full of tufts. Which I can use as and when I need to. So that was that. Went along to war bases because although I've got loads and loads of bases, I found I didn't have any of these. These are 70mm rounds, I think, which I use for command bases for my 28mm armies. So picked up a few packs of those. While I was there, Glenn had sent us some figures to have a look at on PCP. Now these are part of the range that they have acquired and are now going to start producing. So they had a few figures just for us to take away, me and Martin, to take away and have a look at. So this is a, see that, medieval knight with the standard, and this dude is a slinger, peasant slinger. So I just thought I'd pick those up. So thank you, Glenn, for those. We'll show them off on the PCP, just show what they're like. Now the other things I picked up, I went along to there's the guy there who always does Perry metals, amongst other things, a little bit cheaper than you can buy direct from the Perrys. And because, as you know, I'm building out some figures for a potential Boer War army, I thought I'd pick up some British cavalry. So these are 17th Lancers from the Perrys. So you've got the command box there, and then 2 with Lancers upright, because Lancers are cool. So one big problem about playing British armies in the Napoleonic period, they don't have any lancers, and lancers are cool. So yeah, pick those up. They'll go in the... I'll just paint them up ready for whenever I get around to doing the Boer, or whenever Warlords issue the Boer War supplement. So that's that. I went along to the Bring and Buy. Bring and Buy at Warfare is always a real goodie, although it's a nightmare to get anywhere close to it. Old fat men with big backpacks getting in the way. I mean, they're getting in the way because they're trying to find what they want. So it's always tricky to find anything. But I picked up these Victrix Thorakitai, or Thorafori. Oh, anyway, Peltasti types. I'll call it that, because I still am planning to do a few more ancients, and these will fit in very nicely with the sort of successor type forces I want to do. This pack, unopened by the look of it, was 20 quid, so can't say fairer than that. So I picked that up off the Bring and Buy. And then pure impulse, so I picked up a box of the Baron Wars Mounted Sergeants. Now I've had these on order from a third-party retailer. Back in August I ordered them, along with a whole load of other things. And they've never turned up, and they're just having problems getting stock. But as I walked around, apparently, so they say, but as I walked around Warfare, I saw this on about 4 different stalls. So I don't know what their problem was, but I don't really need it for Baron Wars. I've got plenty of cavalry figures, but most of them are quite heavily armoured. So I thought if I do want to play any mounted sergeants, I can use these. Plus, I want to see what they're like, because this is the one box I haven't actually had yet of the Baron Wars figures from Wargames Atlantic. But the other thing I wanted to do, or I could use them for, is put them into my Baron Wars, into my Bruce's in Ireland forces, because they'll fit pretty well for that. So 12 figures, they cost me 27 quid. And I really like Wargames Atlantic figures at the moment. Absolutely fantastic. And then talk about impulse buys. Yeah, I've got no excuse. I don't need them. I just really enjoy building and painting the peasants from the from Wargames Atlantic sets. Just don't know why. I've used an awful lot of them for just some miscellaneous levy troops. Put them into my Wars of the Roses retinues, that sort of thing. I've got quite a few for the Baron Wars, but I probably could do with some different armed peasants, which is my justification to do this. So I think what I'm going to do with these, you get 30 in here. I'm going to make some of them slingers, and then probably I might do some as just archers to fit in. Mind you, I've got lots of archers. I don't know. I'm just going to do a variety of these just to put them into the collection. So I've got various options for Baron Wars, because I'm quite into Baron Wars at the moment. So yeah, 29.25 for that box. It's just a brilliant box set. I really love this one. Get 30 figures in there. So that was my purchases at Warfare. More than I intended. I only really intended to get the tufts, the bases, and the varnishes. But actually, no, that's true. I was thinking about, because I knew this guy was going to be there, so I thought maybe I could pick up a few metals from the Perrys while I was there. But yeah, so I didn't do too badly. So anyway, that was my stash. So there you go. Yeah, I was reasonably restrained with my shopping, but I did pick up the stuff I really needed, plus a couple of extras, because you got to, haven't you? Anyway, I will show you now some footage from the show itself and of the games. As I say, I think I got most of them, but if I didn't get all of them, somebody missed it, just let me know down in the description down below, or down in the comments down below. And let me know also, did you get to Warfare this year? Was it a show that you really wanted to go? I bumped into Tim from the community, Yorkshire Dragoon, and he I think it was the first time he'd been to Warfare, and his first comment was, "Gog, it's big." Gosh, it's big, and it is a big show. So, but it's a good, friendly show. So, anyway, thanks so much for watching. Game footage coming up in a minute, and also watch out, or make sure you subscribe so that when I do finally edit the Baron Wars game with Martin, you'll get notification when that goes up. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Speak soon, and stay safe, stay well. This is Dom, signing out.